You hit
Yo,
the
what is
mic.
up, guys? Welcome to
Wow.
Gameday Everyday.
Wow.
Wow. Dude, you like the accuracy?
I hope that was aimed at the mic.
No, that was aimed for your heart.
All right.
All right. Boys, it's episode 56. Welcome back, Game Day
Yep.
Nation. And I am really loud. Anyway, headlines. KSI versus Logan Paul boxing fight.
I didn't want to talk
Logan
about
Paul,
this.
look, why?
I don't count these guys as professional boxers.
No, professional boxers, no, but dude, they bring
This is
it-
as much of a fight as like Manute Bull versus someone else. Like
they bring an
I don't know.
audience. They obviously brought entertainment, and everybody paid $20 for the pay-per-view.
oh no, it got
Yeah.
it got more subscriptions than I think Canelo and Triple G.
Yeah, a bunch of money. And
is
so
incredible, I'm
this
sorry.
was a highly anticipated fight. And honestly, dude, I think everyone had Logan Paul because Logan Paul's a beast. He's an athlete, way more of an athlete than KSI will ever be. But, dude,
Obviously, that wasn't the case.
okay, first of all, Logan Paul made himself lose. KSI didn't beat him.
I'm willing to disagree here. Now, this is probably the lowest point of my career is talking about this fight.
Use this for your portfolio.
Of course, there, as you said, there was that fourth round penalty
Yeah.
where KSI, in 3 different occasions, they should have deducted 3 points, if anything, but they only deducted 2. And yeah, KSI was like falling to the ground, and Logan decided to get him in a headlock, which
And
is
just-
already a penalty in its own right,
Yeah.
and then started hitting him constantly.
Yeah.
While he should have just fallen to the ground and just left him alone.
Yeah. And, and Logan Paul, man, I like the man. I like the way he came back from his situation last year. But I feel like with that and showing, like, how he truly is, like, his character, like, holding him in a headlock and just punching him, not letting him, like, that's bad sportsmanship. And just that shows, like, he's kind of a, like, well, I can't say the word, but just kind of, snitchy. You know what I'm saying? But the other word, if you know what I'm saying.
Snitch. He's not a
Yeah.
snitch.
No, but the other word with the B.
Oh.
Yeah, because I can't say it because we're on a school platform, Gus. Okay, I'm not trying to get fired from Game Day Everyday, okay? But look, man, Logan Paul, obviously a disappointment. So,
No, I'm pretty happy. I don't like either of the guys, to be fair.
yeah,
They're both pretty egotistical, narcissistic guys. I can't stand them.
yeah.
But
All right, man.
there was also something that went against KSI. Let me
God.
finish here.
Oh, okay, all right.
There was a third round knockdown on Logan Paul, and they
Mhm.
never counted it on the scoring sheets. Which
Wow.
either way, if they did review this fight, which I think Jake Paul, which
Yeah.
is Logan Paul's brother or whatever, wanted to review, they would probably still give it to JJ anyways.
Yeah.
So
I mean, this fight honestly could have went either ways.
this is a joke. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know. You know what? Let's get to a serious.
Let's get to a real game.
A real game, okay? This past Saturday, the biggest game in college football, and probably one of the biggest games in college football in a while.
Probably decides the college football playoff, but if not, it definitely decides the SEC.
Yeah,
its
for
own
sure.
right.
And so LSU Tigers versus Alabama. Boys, this is one of the great games I've ever watched in my life.
Hold that.
Hold that dagger.
Yeah.
Dude, that man was crying. Coach O was crying, dude. He was really
He's
emotional.
freaking out in the locker room too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you heard that?
Yeah.
He was like, screw Roll Tide.
Yeah.
Let's go kick him.
And I want to meet him one day.
I know.
He's
It would be great.
He seems like such a nice dude.
Hopefully
but,
he has his voice when we meet him one day.
he's not gonna lose that voice. I
I
feel
don't
like he was born with that voice.
He takes one more puff and he's over.
But yeah, LSU played Alabama here. It was a really big game. Joe Burrow going against Tua, pretty big quarterbacks in the nation.
Yeah.
I mean, those are guys who Joe Burrow is finally making a name for himself in college
Mhm.
football, starting to look like a first-round pick in the NFL.
Yeah.
Tua, on the other hand, draft stock slowly declining in a way.
Right. I mean,
Hasn't
also, he's gotten injured this
Hasn't
year.
looked at himself. Of course, he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big question mark this game. He had the huge brace on his knee
Right.
before the game, and he also had like wrapped during the game. So it was already a question for concern. Tua Tagovailoa was
Why did you just even attempt to say his last name? Say Tua.
Tagovailoa.
That's really hard. Tuga Tailova. All right, anyway, to your point.
But yeah, back to my point.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tua, he looked pretty solid in this game. There were some questionable throws that he made, and there were points in the offense where the offense just looked too stale, and
Mhm.
that LSU defense stalled him, especially in that first half.
Yeah.
However, in the second half, Alabama just completely changed the narrative.
Yeah, look, Alabama's like that, dude. They're always like usually a second half team anyway, if they don't get a good start. But they came out, Tua showed him, and Nick Saban too. I think he outcoached Coach O in the second half.
But there is a guy who stood out from this game, and it wasn't Joe Burrow, who also had an incredible game. Don't get me wrong. He had that pivotal run for the first down
31
at the
for
end,
37.
which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I can't
It's crazy.
I can't say it enough. But Edwards-Helaire was incredible in his own right too. He had a great game for LSU. I'm pretty sure he had 4 total touchdowns in the game,
Yeah.
and I think what was it? One was like 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. Because I remember he had that one in the end zone.
Dude, LSU, like, they threw the ball downfield. They'd have, like, maybe like 2 or 3 catches, and then boom, score.
And Chase Jefferson are such a nice duo on the wideouts. I don't support any of these teams, but LSU is probably one of the most fun teams to watch. They beat UT this year, and
Yeah.
I'm still pretty angry about that.
Yeah.
It was only by 7 points, but guess what? I actually enjoy this team, and I want to see them win.
No, yeah, for sure. And, also, and the fact that the story of Joe Burrow, like, no one really knew who he was.
He got disrespected at Ohio State,
Yeah.
where they never even gave him the starting job fully,
Yeah.
so he transferred over to LSU. It's an incredible story overall, and well, we have the stats pulled up. So Helaire with 103 rushing yards, 3 touchdowns, incredible. Joe Burrow, of course, with 64 rushing yards along with that.
Jeez. And, dude, that's honestly what the game has come to. If your quarterback can run, you can win ball games.
He's if there's an athlete that Joe Burrow reminds me of, he reminds me of I would say young Big Ben.
A young Big Ben, yeah. But
He's got the arm.
But a Big Ben more athletic.
Young Big Ben was a little athletic too.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So
I could see that. But yeah, Joe Burrow is definitely the Heisman now. There's no debate there. He better win Heisman.
yeah, it's definitely him or Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Justin Fields is a guy who's dominating for Ohio State, but hasn't really shown me much.
We'll see, boys. But hey, so moving on to NBA, we scratched out Giannis' topic. Dion Waiters of the Miami Heat. Wow, this is really tough to see, man. He's in Miami having a good time, and he had a gummy incident.
Yeah.
Gus, what do you think about this, man?
At first I saw, I was like, oh, Dion Waiters has a seizure. I hope he's all right, man.
Yeah.
And then I see a post later, and it's apparently related to gummies. And I'm
The
like,
fine print.
Are you kidding me?
Some Sour Patch gummies with some illegal substances.
Yeah, gummies. Dion Waiters isn't relevant anymore.
Yeah.
But I
really.
just found the story interesting, and especially from a guy who wants to leave Miami and he's unhappy with his minutes in Miami. This is not going to help your case, and now he's suspended for 10 games.
And who wants to take a guy who's just doping up? You know?
But props to him for not snitching on his teammate who gave him the gummies. So
yeah, that's facts. Not Nick Young and D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah. If it was D'Angelo, it would have been a whole different story. I think it was Kelly Olynyk.
Oh wow,
Canadian.
Whoa. It's always the Canadian, right?
Yeah, I don't know. It's legal up there. So
hey, so yeah, Dion Waiters, man, stop. All right, be a professional NBA player. All right, just lay off the gummies.
at least
Get in the gym.
At least don't do it during the season.
I know, right?
You can do it during the off season. We don't care.
But
Just
dude,
don't affect your team
in the
during
season,
the year.
don't do gummies. Okay, do protein. All right, inject protein or something like. Like protein powder or
sounds
something.
nasty.
I know it does. But boys, moving on. Also with NBA, the Dallas Mavericks. We're gonna keep it local. Dallas Mavs 6-4 start. This is a start that I was expecting, but I wish we were 8-2. Because I looked at the schedule before the season, I was like, yeah, we're gonna for sure dominate.
That Celtics game it aggravated me.
It hurt, yeah.
It aggravated me a little bit. It kind of hurt because we would come back and then the Celtics would go on these runs, and I'm like, oh, where's the main man, Kristaps?
Yeah, where's
our
the
money
defense in the paint? Yeah.
Where's our money man?
Mm-hmm.
And now we're gonna talk about that. What is wrong with Kristaps Porzingis?
Dude, he's still adjusting. This is a new team, new system, new coach. So, and he's not used to, I think, being the number 2 option on this team, or on a team. So on the Knicks, he was number 1.
I don't know. Like I said
on
before,
the Knicks, he did everything.
I kind of called this before the year started too. I said, I don't think Kristaps is going to be that amazing.
Yeah.
Because he hasn't really shown me anything yet to be that budding all-star that he is.
Yeah, and also like the way he's shooting the ball, like
it's atrocious.
He's not shooting well.
It's atrocious.
And it's like he's shooting like 8 threes a game, and I'm like, why? Why are you shooting 8 threes a game?
I'd much rather see Maxi Kleber shoot a 3 from the corner.
Maxi Kleber's he's having a good season start.
I'd much rather see Maxi shoot a 3 than Kristaps Porzingis, and that's a fact. The way he's shooting right now is just, you probably couldn't even make a piece of trash into a trash can. The way he's
my
shooting.
God, dude. Calm down.
It's a fact. I mean,
no, but look, man. Let's talk about Luka, man.
well.
Luka is arguably a top 5 NBA player as of right now.
Yeah,
as a 20-year-old.
There's no debate on that.
Yeah, and it's amazing what he's doing, and and this whole Mavs team in general, like the bench points. I saw a stat the other day that we're second in the league in bench points at 46.
We got Wright and Finney Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Finney's been getting more starting minutes though.
Yeah, JJ.
Maxey as the man we were just stating. Seth Curry, of course.
So I mean, yeah, we have the shooting, we have the scoring. I think we just gotta play a little defense, and I think we can win ball games, and also execute down the stretch too.
And maybe not go 1 for 11. Kristaps.
Kristaps, get your head straight, all right?
College basketball's back.
We love college basketball.
Talked about it last week.
Yep.
We talked about the big 2 games or whatever.
Yep. And, a big rival game, yeah.
Yeah, we had an in-state rivalry. An SEC team against ACC team. Florida State Seminoles going against the number. What are they ranked?
6
Florida Gators.
Yeah.
I didn't really watch much of this game. I was watching NFL Sunday.
Yeah.
Which was a great Sunday in general for
really.
NFL.
It was more of Monday night people cared about.
Every single game on NFL Sunday was close. Literally every game. But that's besides the point.
Yeah. We'll get
During
to that
this
later.
time, while I was watching the incredible NFL games, I guess Florida got upset by Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State was obviously came up victorious. I mean, looking at these stats, man, they didn't shoot very well at all. 3 of 10, 1 of 7.
Obviously, they played defense really well.
No, yeah, for sure. And Florida obviously, I guess, struggled. And Florida's always that one team that just is always a sleeper in the tournament. And as we've seen the last few years, they've upset people, especially with buzzer beaters and stuff like that. So
I mean, they got the young freshman Kerry Blackshear Jr., who's pretty incredible in his own
14 free
right.
throws. Wow.
And that's just part of the game, man.
Dude, the game is just it's getting weak, man.
All his points are free throws.
Their bench was horrible. They went 4 of 22 from 3.
What is that, 9 total points on the bench?
2 of 4, 0 for 1, 0 for 4. Wow, dude, that's bad. Yeah, 5.
Nine
5?
Total points on the bench. So
that's horrible.
Florida.
Dude,
really,
look, I know you played 3 games, but dude, that is not a good start. But yeah, Florida is obviously a team to watch out in the tournament. So once we get around there, I think they'll definitely be in the conversation. So moving on from basketball, we can move on to the NFL. And should we talk about this right now, or?
Yeah, we might as well.
As of Monday night yesterday, the Dallas Cowboys played a big game against the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins, who's looking astonishing. All right, this is arguably one of the best rosters in football. Stephon Diggs, Kirk Cousins, and obviously the great rush defense. They didn't have Adam Thielen.
You literally left out their best player.
Rudolph?
You said Kyle Rudolph? Dalvin Cook, the leading rusher in the NFL?
Well, could you not let me get to him? Dang.
You obviously...
Yeah, no, I was trying to get away from him because he obliterated us, all right? He ran it down our throat. This defense is overrated.
Thanks.
This is just... Thoughts?
What I saw from this, yes, the rush defense was atrocious this game. We did play pretty well containing whatever that was with Kirk Cousins. I think he only had 220 yards and 2 TDs, which isn't really a Kirk Cousins stat line we've seen in the past couple
but dude,
weeks.
they ran 10 straight times. 10 straight times the Vikings did.
The screen game killed us too.
Yeah.
Every time they got a screen, I think he broke off for a solid 20 yards every time. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it just really hurt me. And that's not even what hurts the most. When we got to the end of the game, that final 2 minutes, it hurts my heart just thinking about it. But 3rd and 2, or 2nd and 2.
It's 2nd and 2.
Run the football. Dak's already got the hot hand. I'm like, okay, well.
Amari and Dak, they are unstoppable this game.
My fantasy team was killing it this week.
It's Romo and Des Bryant days are back in that game. It's unstoppable.
It was nice, and even Randall Cobb looked incredible in this game.
Dude, Randall Cobb was getting hyped too. Every catch he made, he was like, "Let's go, bro."
Yeah. So the play call was 2nd and 2. You run the football. I'm like, okay, You still got third down.
It's fair.
Do a little stick route or something, a little out route.
Yeah.
Get a first down. No, run the football again, loses a couple yards. And I'm like, oh, Zeke's not having a good day. Why do you keep handing it off to him down the middle?
We get down the 4th and 2.
Right after that, we finally throw the football on 4th and 5 and incomplete. And guess who the pass was thrown to? Zeke.
21. Why, like, this man is obviously getting clamped up. I guess
Eric Kendricks played so incredible that game, and it just gets on my nerves because he's such a good linebacker. But why would you run the ball? Pull out the rushes. Pull out the rushes, and let's see the evidence.
Oh, God. Okay. The rushes?
How many carries is that? Read it.
Ezekiel Elliott had 20 carries for 47 yards.
20 carries for 47 yards. That's 2.2 yards
that's
per
horrible.
carry.
That is not the Cowboys.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Why do you keep continuing to run the football with a guy who's obviously not going to get anything done today?
Yeah.
You obviously had the hot hand with Dak.
Yeah.
And besides that one pick that was thrown at the end of the game, which we'll talk about in a second.
Yeah.
It's just stay with the hot hand.
No, yeah, for sure. And and I'm not saying if the coaches, mean this, but why? But like, do they not trust Dak in that situation?
I don't care whose play call this was. I'm still gonna blame it on Garrett
No, yeah, for sure. Well, because it has to go through Garrett, right?
And also, I'm gonna call it Dak too on this. If you're an elite quarterback should be able to change the play and start to recognize the defense.
Yeah.
I mean, we see this with guys like Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, of course. They make their
the
own
read
adjustments.
option, Russell Wilson.
Or even with Lamar making his own adjustments with the offense. If Dak isn't able to recognize that and just goes with the handoff and doesn't make his own shot calling, where he's like, okay, well, they're obviously going to blitz here, let's pass.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that?
Yeah, right.
You're not going to get paid. I don't think you should be paid elite quarterback money if you're not going to make decisions like that. I'm not going to take away from how great of a game he had.
Yeah.
But it just frustrates me.
You have a good point, and I think Dak also needs to think that. Look, I'm one of the biggest quarterbacks in the league. I can hit somebody. Run for the 2 yards.
Chunky's Campbell's soup.
Yes, dude. Yeah, he eats that all the time. He didn't rush at all this game, and honestly I think that was also a disadvantage for us too. Dak has legs. Let's use it. It's 2 yards. Dak is a big boy.
But then on the return, of course, we stop him on 3 straight downs or whatever.
Yeah.
Call our timeouts. There's like 30 seconds left. Tavon Austin calls a fair catch, and I think the coaches called that for him.
Yeah.
I don't think that was his decision.
Yeah.
But if you look at a different angle, he had a wide open sideline, and I think we could have honestly had like 40 yards right there.
Right. Yeah, and I think in the Jason Garrett press conference, he said, he blamed it on the staff in the coaching, because they didn't, I guess, get it through his mind to go. If he sees something, go.
We shouldn't even been down in the first place. We had to catch up, and it's these constant slow starts that killed us, just like the Packers game.
Yeah, right.
Oh!
Well, no, see, but the thing is, with the Packer game, did we lead at all?
No.
Okay,
I'm saying
the Vikings,
we lagged
led.
behind in the same exact way.
Yeah.
14-0 in the first quarter already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm over here wondering, what is our offense doing right now?
Right.
But
it's always Dak Prescott.
Every game we go into this year, we've looked unmotivated.
Mm-hmm.
This offense doesn't look prepared at all. They don't look ready.
Yeah.
And then it finally clicks with them later on in the game, and you're like, oh, okay.
I don't know, man, but this is obviously a bad loss for us. We're still tied for the NFC East, but look, I think we can look at this as a good thing because I think now we know the problem. It's not Dak Prescott. It's not our offensive line. It's nothing. I mean, the defense can get better, but it's the coaching, all right? I think Jason Garrett, I'm finally going to pull in to what you've been saying for years. Jason Garrett, it's time to go.
Yeah,
Jerry Jones.
It's been overdue by 10 years.
No, yeah, I know, man. But,
out.
And I think we need to start looking at Jerry Jones as well, and that he needs to be a great owner, and he needs to make this big boy decision and fire him.
No, yeah, if you're the GM of this team, you need to act like a GM and not a
buddy.
buddy.
Yeah, for sure. And, and I know that he's close with them, but look.
You could still be friends with Jason Garrett right after. I don't care.
And, honestly, he has nothing to worry about. He has so much money. It's like he's chilling. And honestly, I think he can get another job in the NFL anyway.
Not
as a head coach.
Not as an offensive coordinator either.
By God, no. But I'm just saying, I think Jason Garrett's talented enough to get another job in the NFL. But,
quarterbacks coach, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe that. But, and Jerry Jones, man, I think now we both look at you. You need to make the decision. So, Cowboys, get together, boys. All right. Moving on. Last thing for NCAA football. Penn State with a big loss. Gus, how do you feel about this?
Yeah, I wasn't as angry about this as I was with the Cowboys game. It still frustrated me a lot.
Yeah.
I was watching throughout the whole game, and we just looked unmotivated, just like the Cowboys did.
Right.
It was just a rough loss. I don't know how else to really describe it. Sean Clifford looked atrocious. I think he threw 3 picks. And
my God.
But
Sam Darnold-esque.
No, Sam Darnold-esque is like 5. But yeah. And the big question going into this was Minnesota a legit team to actually be contenders for the college football playoff title?
They're good.
And I've always had my skepticism. They haven't played anyone that amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So we shouldn't have lost to Minnesota. And then in the final minutes, of course, there was a game-winning drive that Penn State was on, and then
it got interrupted.
Yes, by an interception. So
yeah, it's rough, man. Hey, and this is the great thing about football. I mean, Penn State's still 8-1, 5-1 conference. It's still a good year.
If we beat Ohio State and win out, then I think we can make the playoff.
I don't think that's gonna happen, though.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
Ohio State's great.
I'm saying in that scenario, we literally have to win out. Yeah, we just have to win out and then make the playoff. Yeah,
but look, man, a great week in football. Just a lot of sadness right now for us as fans. So
on the bright side, UT did beat Kansas State.
Yes, that is actually a good thing. Was it a close game?
Yeah, game-winning field goal by Dicker.
It's always a close game in Kansas State. That's so weird.
It's a tough team that we play every year. But yeah, this is the Kansas State team that beat OU, so I'm pretty happy about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Now UT's probably going to be back in the rankings.
Heck yeah, make a bowl game. All right, boys, let's move on to the last segment that we do, predictions. Let's talk about predictions from last week. The first game was Lions and Bears.
Now, Jackson didn't know at the time, but Matthew Stafford was out for that game.
I did not know that he was out with the back.
Jeff Driscoll came in, the former guy who got suspended by Florida for PEDs and then went to Louisiana Tech. I remember that very well.
Phil Robertson's alma mater.
LA Tech?
Yeah. He started over Terry Bradshaw. He was better than Terry Bradshaw.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But, so he was playing against that tough Bears defense. And despite Trubisky's disgusting performance,
he has confidence now that they won a game. Right? He can turn the TVs back on the locker room.
I'm glad Trubisky's got confidence.
Yeah.
But none of those fans do in him.
Yeah, for sure.
Bears won. I predicted the Bears to win, and I got that point there. Now, moving on to NCAA basketball, UT versus Purdue this weekend. I had to root for UT because, that's just my team.
Yeah.
I like Purdue too, but I had to stick with UT here, and UT picked up a really big win.
Heck yeah. Purdue, I didn't really watch the game, but Purdue really didn't even have a decent basketball team anyway. Not really. Sorry. You have something to say, or? They're not dominant at all. Not like UK. Number 1 team in the country.
That's unfair. You can't.
They're not even competitive like a top 10 team.
No one else is like that. Get out of here.
Exactly. So that's why we're winning the national title. Game number 3, Boise State versus Wyoming. Boise State, I have no confidence in them, and Wyoming picks up.
Yeah, the win in overtime.
Yep. And
Boise State picks up the win in overtime.
Oh, yeah.
And we both choose Wyoming, so
we both took the L on that one. Number 4, San Jose State versus Hawaii. What a great game, right? In Hawaii. And, Hawaii won. They had the advantage probably in the jet lag. And they got the dub. I got the point for that. And then
Finally, a game deciding all of women's college basketball. FAU versus Iowa.
Florida Atlantic, please God.
And Iowa destroyed them by 20, and I chose Iowa.
Yep, nice. A Big Ten team, obviously with the dub, and a smaller, ACC team?
They're not even ACC.
They're not even in the conference, are they?
They're in
Sun Belt.
Maybe Conference USA. I don't know.
Oh my God,
something weird like that.
Yeah, but look, man. Those are our predictions, boys. Gus is still up 33-27. Every time I think I'm coming back, I'm just not. I don't know what to do. All right. So y'all need to
lose.
Yeah. So help me out with the predictions, okay? So when we say the predictions for Thursday, leave down in the comments of you got to help your boy JD out. So anyway, I think this concludes 56, and we'll see you in 57 on Thursday. I think, right? Right? Yep, fade out.